So I was just gonna have some random clip be the intro, but my idiot self basically could not really find a good enough clip to just be the random intro for this video to catch your attention, so fuck it. Everyone tries to make everything seem black and white because it's easy, but they fail to realize that there's a lot more gray in certain things than people actually think. And it hit home to me that the cycle of internet apathy is pretty much a big case of that, and it's easy to blame content creators or even the audience and not really look to the other side or look the other way. But the problem with that is nobody really seems to think that both sides are not only harming each other, but the internet and content creation as a whole. And me, I like to kind of think on both ends or think from both perspectives. So today, fuck it, let's discuss both sides of this emotionally distant and, well, emotionally dead coin that is the cycle of internet apathy, as I put it. And also talk about why apathy is pretty much harming the internet as we go along. But we need to look at the first side first, and that is the content creators' apathy.
At the time I'm recording this video, I have 8,000 subscribers and 1.8 million views.
I also make fucking slop. Okay, now this is a little bit more complicated to pin down, as usually people point it out as greed, but to me it still kind of fits in apathy because they don't really care. But this to me is basically defined as a content creator not really caring about how their video or videos, I say this for all the algorithm spamming fucks, get made so long as it benefits them and really only them at the end of the day. Whether it be making your content as soulless as possible, like these unoriginal ideas that everyone in your fucking community has already done, but hey, fuck it. Or just being an uncreative shell of what your former self used to be. All of this for the sake of, well, personal benefit. They could honestly care less if their content is soulless or soulful, again, so long as it benefits them. We've seen it with people like Mr. Beast, Joshua Wiseman, for all the cooking people out there, and even other things like commentary channels. I swear, bro, every fucking commentary or lolcow channel is pretty much an Agent Smith, because these people cannot be real. They're all the same. But anyways, this apathy opens the door for things like misinformation being spread like wildfire because a misinformed voice spoke to people who don't have their own and can't really think for themselves. Lack of research on some topics with various consequences ranging from ruining your career to just straight up fucking lying. Like this whole ROM site shit, which I'll explain like a caveman. Download old ROM, company make no money off old game. Good, pirate allowed. New game that company can make money off of. No pirate, cause FBI go after you. All of this essentially results in things like slop being just put out on the table for someone to watch on their timeline because they know someone's gonna watch it eventually. Well, that and people always want to be the first to talk about something no matter what. Again, all of this for the sake of personal benefit and not really caring about anything else. They pretty much know that people will watch them regardless, whether it be fans or mindless consumers, and oh, don't worry, we'll get to that. But they also want to be the first to hop on some kind of hot train of sorts, so who cares if the thing at hand is stupid like a grown man fucking a grown woman. But they want to be the first to hop on something, so who really cares if it's something like that, so long as they get people watching, and so long as they talk about it or hop on the bandwagon, they could care less, and neither could the consumer.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
We do not care. I'm telling you right now, we do not care. So long as that slop is consumable, we don't care.
Again, as simple as it is to blame the creators for it, you have to remember that, like I said at the beginning of the video, not everything is so black and white, and not everything is a one-way street. And neither is this topic, because again, it's easy to blame the content creator, but you have to remember that the audience holds some stake in this. Audience apathy is pretty much just essentially mindless consumerism. Throughout the last, I want to say almost decade of YouTube, a majority of the YouTube audience have basically seen anything as consumption material, whether it be the exact same things I mentioned earlier or otherwise. They have developed this mass mentality of, oh, well, it's consumable, so put it in the bag. It's kind of like rap fans. If it sounds somewhat listenable, they'll listen to it. Even if the thing is as soulless and unoriginal and the same as everything else, they'll still consume it or watch it regardless. It's basically, like I said, mindless, apathetic consumption of content because it's consumable and for the sake of it, and not because the content is good or even slightly creative at best. This also encourages the apathy of the content creator because, well, people will watch it anyways according to them, so why should they improve their content? Why should they actually try and be original and come up with original content and original ideas and actually develop a personality? Why should they do all of that when they could just be like Smokey MCC and Kiwi Tapes and just cover the same fucking lolcows over and over and over again and come to the same conclusion points? Why should they actually be authentic when they could be about as fake and programmed as Mr. Beast or a commentary channel like Sensitive Society? And why should someone actually come up with their own opinion or even fucking do a modicum of research when they could just be like modern Mudahar, or when they could just be like Penguin Zero and come up with a grass is green opinion. I call this a cycle because, well, it pretty much is one, as the content creator doesn't care, so they just pump out slop and like everything I just mentioned earlier. And the audience doesn't really care, so they feed into it and they consume it and consume it and consume it, and thus because they consume, the creator makes more, and it's all an apathetic slop content cycle. And this cycle, and usually sometimes I try and come up with like an overall kind of sort of like pseudo solution to it, but this one's actually unique in a sense that I can't really come up with like a cohesively nuanced answer outside of something that sounds like a fucking power of friendship thing. The only solution I honestly could have thought of was just like both sides coming to a logical closure point and admitting, yeah, they both are pretty much a problem in this cycle. If the audience pretty much makes it clear after they, well, wake up, if they're even able to do that, that, hey, I've been consuming the same fucking shit all the time, then maybe the content creator could possibly change up their content and actually make it unique, and like how it was back in the old day of YouTube. I say it harms the internet because both sides don't really care so long as they benefit. Like, benefits grab them by the balls, and so has to the apathy, point where a lot of things that shouldn't be spreading are. Like misinformation, for example, unoriginality and soullessness, and sort of digital mass hysteria in a way. As because this misinformation spreads, everyone goes with it, takes it as fact, and then someone has to pretty much come up with actual modicums of research. All this pretty much tells people is, hey, you don't have a fucking voice, just consume our fucking slop. And it tells people who actually want to get into this to basically be like, all right, well, time to make some slop, honey. At the end of the day, it all depends on both sides coming to a logical closure point or a logical conclusion point, but we all know that's not happening because they both benefit at the end of the day. The content creator could care less about what the fuck they're doing as long as they make money and views and subs. And the audience could care less because, well, oh look, it's some YouTube slop that I could watch while I'm eating my fucking food. Like, what happened to the game I loved, bro? What happened to the game I loved, bro? I just don't really get it, man.